What's going on, guys? From Reaper here. Welcome back to Doki Blue Skies, episode 3, and also episode 3 of hashtag the 12 days. 12 days of hashtag Thankmas. Hashtag 12 days of Thankmas. We're rolling with it. Continuing where fucking Jesus Christ. Fucking scared me. Right, let's get ourselves back in. Holy shit. This music is loud. Oh my god, this music, fam. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, oh, I forgot I called myself Beefus. Beefus. Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just not used to being in the club, that's all.
Is that so? Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new?
Oh, well, I'm actually kind of hungry. We're going to buy a snack.
I raise an eyebrow and Sayori notices.
Beefus, why are you looking at me like that?
Well, Sayori, I have a nagging suspicion that you're only dragging me along because you don't have any money and you just want me to buy you a snack.
What? I would never do that.
Oh, really? Now let's see your purse.
Huh?
Your purse. Let's see it. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens with it and dumps its contents onto the desk. 2 small coins fall out. This little ruse might have actually worked for him. Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of times she managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. Guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori.
Oh, fair. How'd you guess?
Now, wouldn't you like to know? Let's just call it intuition. In response, she sticks her tongue out at me. Typical. So Yuri suddenly giggles. What? Didn't know she was eavesdropping. And faces in her book, as always.
I wasn't listening or anything. I was just,
something in my book.
Yuri, tell Beefus to let me borrow some money.
That's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. And my little ass, I'm only messing around with Sayori.
Dad, I didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than I intended. Sorry,
Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. It looks like she might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday.
You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself.
There's no way you could think that after.
You're right, though. You shouldn't trick people into buying me things.
Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is shy and proper. Is this mischievous behaviour something Sayori used to display as a child then? Oh yeah, although back then I fell for it time and time again. You wouldn't believe how much candy Sayori managed to trick me out of.
Don't make me out to be so mischievous, Beefus. Although those candies were so good.
I'm surprised, Sayori, coming from you. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there?
What's going on here?
Oh, nothing much. Sayori was just up to some mischief.
Oh?
Yeah, she tried to trick me into buying her a snack.
Hey, that's not true.
Monica smiles wryly and turns to me.
I'm assuming this isn't the first time.
Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle at that. Well, everyone except Sayori does.
Hey, you guys being really mean.
Okay, we're sorry, but you did bring this upon yourself.
Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I'm really hungry.
Well, if you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches it out of her hands. Thank you. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth.
I bit my tongue.
You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it?
Jeez, beggars can't be choosers.
But yours is chocolate.
Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one?
Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of the seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Huggles. Ah, jeez, I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri, Monica and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff?
Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It was so good.
Hey. Everyone but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot, Monica.
A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun.
Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food.
Oh, calm down. It's no big deal.
Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book.
Beefus!
She suddenly comes up to me.
I need to get some stuff for another classroom. Can you come with me?
Stuff? What stuff?
Well, you know, the festival's around the corner. Monica's going to make some posters to advertise it, so we'll need to get some crayons and markers and glue sticks, that kind of stuff.
Alright. Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yay! We'll be back real soon, Monica. You seem quite excited about this, Sayori. Of course, there's so much fun exploring into classrooms. Isn't that right, Beavis? Okay, just don't forget the poster paper. I won't. Ready, Beavis?
Let's go. That would be me, just, huh. Turn down that music volume. It is loud in my ear holes. Oh god. See, it's this very quiet, but it's there. I follow behind as she hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Everything is like an adventure to her. Hey, Sayori, what exactly were we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would make an event out of literature.
Monica and I have it all planned out. Don't you worry.
Is that so?
Yep. We're going to do a poetry performance.
Performance? Of what kind?
Well, everyone is going to take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems.
Ah, that sounds, well, not exactly boring, but will people be that interested?
Beefus! You're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems, it's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of the poem like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, fearing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that.
Wow. No idea you had that in you. What do you mean? Just I've never heard you talk like that before. No, it's not a bad thing. It's really good. It's just a big contrast from your bubbly self. I'm sure Yuri or Monica will really appreciate it too.
I've been working super hard on that poem, so it's good to know you like it. I'm excited for the festival.
Not just because we're going to eat loads of stuff like Natsuki said.
Hey, meanie. No, not just because of that. That is part of it. Hey, Beefus, this classroom here is empty. I think we'll find what we need in here. Let's start our mission!
Strange choice of words for someone going into a classroom to get art supplies. But hey, that's Sayori in a nutshell. Strange. Her childlike enthusiasm is infectious and brings out a special feeling I forgot I had in me. Some kind of innocent sense of wonder where even the most mundane of tasks are quests and walking down the classroom is a magical journey.
In a magical place where on our there.
Sorry. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow.
Let's see what we have in here. Crayons!
Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf.
They're the best brand too. They're kind of dirty though.
Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading colour names.
Alright, that's one down.
Don't get distracted, we still need to find...
Wait, I'm looking for my favorite colour.
Fine. Can you move over so that I can look for the poster paper?
I dropped one by accident.
Ow. My if. Yeah. Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. Plonk. She falls on the floor and the crayons spill all over her lap.
Ow, 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 ow.
Sayori, are you okay?
Ow, wow, 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 wow. Ow, wow, 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 wow.
Just because of fucking Yoshi.
Ow, wow, 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 wow. Ow, wow, 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 wow. Yoshi!
Just because of fucking Yoshi.
Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow.
Sayori, are you okay?
My forehead.
I can't get that mental image out of my head now. As soon as she gets hit with something, she just goes,
Ow, 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 ow.
oh my fucking god. That is probably the best joke I'm ever going to make throughout this entire thing. It's just,
Ow, 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 ow.
I'm fine. Sayori clutches her forehead. What happened? Did you cut it? Is it bruised? Or,
No, nothing like that. I think I just bumped it.
jeez, Sayori, you really had me worried for a second there. Especially because she went,
Ow, 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 ow.
that joke's never getting old. I can't help but let out a chuckle. This is such a typical thing to happen to Sayori. It's almost like she's got clumsy written across her forehead, which, fittingly enough, is where she's hurt herself. Hey, what are you laughing, you meanie? Sorry. I am laughing at you.
What's that meant to mean?
Nothing. Let me see your forehead. Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hands, Sayori. But it hurts. I'll be gentle, I promise it won't hurt. That can be used in many different types of contexts. Contexts. We're rolling with it. Let's go. England, good very. Sayori slowly releases her hand from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side.
Ah,
Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Don't worry. It's not that bad.
but it really hurts.
Her whimpering triggers a really strong protective instinct I didn't know I had. Hey, I'll get you some ice. It'll keep the swelling down and it should relieve a bit of the pain. Just stay here, okay? I'll be back as soon as I can. Actually, where would I find some ice? Think me for stink. I got it. Cold drink should do the trick.
Are you sure? You don't have to. I think I'll make a great unicorn.
Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke. What a lass. I'm sure you make a great unicorn, but I think I prefer you as a human. Rouse, my boy is online. Great timing, lad.
Unicorns are so cool, though.
Anyway, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out into the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? I guess it doesn't really matter because she won't be drinking it, but I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I'll purchase that one. See, this is why she's best girl. She likes apple juice. If someone doesn't like apple juice, beat them up. Don't do that, actually. That was a joke. Someone doesn't like apple juice, playfully slap their shoulder. Yeah. If they like apple juice, hug them and kiss them on the cheek. Yeah. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons into the box.
At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them.
Here you go. I hand Sayori the bowl of apple juice.
It's nice and cold.
Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, you idiot.
Sorry, I forgot.
How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the ball against the bump on her head. Immediately, her laughter subsides, replaced by a gasp of pain.
It stings.
I know. I'm sorry. It'll feel better soon, though, I promise. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good.
Hey, Beefus. This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it?
Oh, what do you mean?
You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like, I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did, but sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump, and I would start crying really hard, and you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out, even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know.
Ah, I remember those days. You were always so clumsy. I guess not much has changed.
Hey, I did this deliberately, you know.
I raise an eyebrow.
I've always wanted to be a unicorn.
That has to be perhaps the least believable excuse I've heard in a while.
Okay, I guess I've never really been on the graceful side.
I did always feel bad whenever you got hurt when we played together. Looking back, I should have been more mindful of what you could and couldn't do. I guess it's the same here. If I hadn't rushed you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hurt yourself. My mother was right. She'd scold me after you got hurt, always telling me I had to be more careful around you.
Be first, don't feel bad about it. It's my own fault for being so clumsy. Besides, even if I got hurt, those times are still my favorite memories of us. It also made me realize how thoughtful you are.
This is wholesome. I like this. Huh? I wasn't thoughtful at all. I just got you hurt.
No, that's not what I mean. You're always looking out for me. Even after all these years, you always rush to help me. No matter what the situation, you're always there to reassure me and make me feel safe.
I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. It's just around you. It feels natural, I guess. I just do it subconsciously. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess it's what happens when you've been friends for so long.
I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm really grateful we're friends, Beefus. I'll admit it, I kinda missed you over the years. We used to hang out a lot. I was surprised when you approached me the other day, and I wasn't really sure what to make of it all at first. But as we got to hang out in the club, share poems, and walk home, I realized nothing had really changed. Do you think we'll be like this forever, Beefus?
As much as I want to say yes, there's no telling how life will be for us during college or even afterwards. Still, I can be positive, though. I sure hope so, Sayori. It's been this long already, right? Can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up. We haven't really talked in years, and then when we do, it's just like nothing's really changed. I think I read somewhere that that's a sign of a friendship that's built to last, so it's open.
I hope so too. I'm so happy.
Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. Who would have guessed that such a simple action to get some crayons would have resulted in such a heartfelt moment? And again, with Sayori, it's impossible to tell.
Anyway, I guess we should go back.
I don't want to worry Monica, you know. Good luck with that. She's going to see your forehead either way.
Not if I had it under my bangs.
Sayori hots to her feet. She clutches her forehead again. Sayori, don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself.
Sorry.
Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try and hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the club room.
Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start sharing our poems. Sayori, your forehead. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf.
You okay, Sayori?
Yeah, I'm fine. Beefus got me an ice cold drink.
Right, okay. Glad you're okay, Sayori.
Did you get everything we needed? I have it right. I forgot all the stuff.
Calm down, I have it all right here. I found the poster paper too.
Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Beefus.
Ah, well, Sayori.
I made it an adventure.
Yeah, that.
Okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Thanks, you two. Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems?
Guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat.
Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Bam, bam, bam. Is this annoying you yet? Is this annoying you yet? Okay, we'll start with Nat.
Well, it's not the worst thing I've ever read, but yesterday's was definitely better. Then again, I probably would have been pissed if it was as good as yesterday's. Still, though, you're new to this, so you're still finding your style.
Yeah, I wanted to try something different today.
Fair enough, but just try and do what you did last time. Definitely worked better.
Alright, I'm trying to remember that. Can I see your poem now?
Sure. Here.
Oh, I can already tell that this is about Yuri just for the fact of this paragraph and this sentence.
I don't get it. I don't get why people hate on good rhymes. They act like it's dumb and a waste of their time. I don't diss their free verse or a deep subject times. Be dark all you want, just keep it in your gripes.
Well, sure, you can tell me if you have a problem. Just keep it constructive and things will be awesome. I'd like you to know that our readers will differ. There's no best style, you smuggle glue sniffer. My poems may be simple enough and straightforward, but charm can be found in such whimsy and order. Not all poems can be as complex as you'd like. If you think otherwise, you can go take a hike. What about kids, or the elderly too? Some read for fun, I guess, unlike you. Let us just go and enjoy what's written. You won't like it at all. That much is a given. Give things a chance. You might find something nice. Just open your mind and that will suffice. Bars. Ooh, bars.
So, what do you think?
I mean, it's well written at least. I'm sure I should comfort Natsuki about this, but to say that she's still autographed from yesterday will be an understatement. God forbid you ever see this poem.
Well, that's a given. Well, yeah, you could say that I was inspired. Really felt good to pound out these lines.
Poetry's an amazing emotional outlet, you know. Natsuki should be a rapper. Uh-huh.
Anyway, can't wait to show Yuri this poem.
Wait, hold on. What? Natsuki, do you really think that showing her this poem is a good idea? You're really going out of throat with this. Don't you think you should work out your issues with her?
Yeah, well, she never tries to see things my way. So why should I?
I think that's the wrong way to go about this. Relationships are a two-way stream. Both people have to work to make things right. Why don't you try being the bigger person and just talk to her first?
But I already know that she's not going to try. She's just so preoccupied with looking complicated and smart. It's clear to me that she doesn't care if anyone can understand her, including me.
You can't understand her if you don't even try. She might speak using a more complex vocabulary, and she may have mannerisms that seem strange to you, but from what I've seen of the both of you, she's more similar to you than you might think.
That's...
Aren't you judging a book by its cover right now?
Well, whatever.
Can't hold this grudge forever, you know. At least think of Monica and Sayori.
Fine, I won't show Yuri my poem. You happy?
I won't be happy until you try and talk to her. She's not gonna bite, Natsuki.
Ugh. Alright, I get it. I'll try and talk to her sometime.
Thanks. You're gonna do the club proud.
Shut it. But you know, I'm glad that we share a similar writing style at least. It's cool to talk to someone who, well, gets me. I've been enjoying sharing with you. So consider yourself lucky.
Alright, I will. I'll be looking forward to tomorrow.
Same here.
Speaking of Yuri, let us go to Yuri. Sorry. Alright, let me take a look at your piece for today. I must say, Beefus, I like this poem a fair bit more than yesterday's. Even this early, your skill is improving remarkably. Really? Thanks, Yuri. That means a lot. It's really no trouble. I know sometimes writing can be a daunting task, but so don't be too concerned if things don't always work out. Pushing the boundaries in poetry can be a great thing. Metaphors might seem complicated sometimes, but don't stress them too much. While of course you want to choose images that capture the message while you're trying to get across, I think the first things that come to mind are probably the clearest. Even if the metaphor doesn't seem to make sense, you can force your reader to think about something they wouldn't normally. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I don't care. Hang on.
I felt a bit guilty after yesterday's argument with Natsuki. I wanted to experiment with my style a bit more. Hopefully it's not too confusing.
No, it's fine, even if it's a bit more involved than yesterday's, I still like it. I'm noticing a lot more symbolism as well. Don't want to assume anything, but the tone of this poem, I'm not sure how to describe it.
Yes, I really wanted to test my abilities in creative expression. I didn't go too far, did I?
No, it's really good. I just don't know if I'm good enough at this to deduce the meaning.
If I had to explain it, I'd say it's about a closely guarded secret. I imagine everyone has a little something like that, something they're forced to keep to themselves and for fear of ridicule. It's nice to be able to write about that sort of thing every now and then.
If it's something you enjoy doing, shouldn't you write about it more?
Well, it's not that simple. It's something I'm uncomfortable talking about. I'm not sure people would understand if anyone were to find out about it.
Well, I guess as long as it's not hurting anyone, people shouldn't pry.
Do you think so? Sorry, I was thinking of something. It's a good point, though. The best I can do is try to embrace my own weirdness, right? Otherwise, I think I'd hate myself. Sorry to keep you so long. Thank you for allowing me to ramble.
Mon, let's go. Squid Girl. Monica, let's go.
Hi again, Beefus. I'm trusting that the club's been doing you well.
Same answer as yesterday.
That's nice to hear. So, how's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
Just alright,
Nah, I guess it's revolutionized my world and brought colour into my previous lifeless life. Well, I say that, but the club, if not the poetry, really has made my days more interesting.
Okay, can it with the sarcasm, mister. At least you're not hating in the right.
Nah, it's been an interesting experience at least. Gives me a new hobby to do.
I'm happy that you're applying yourself at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I probably wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to show you what you wrote for today?
Sure, there you go. Give my poem to Monica.
Alright. I can see that you put in some good effort there. Very sincere poem once again, and very similar to Sayori's poetry. You might still have more in common with her than you think.
Maybe. It's easier to write about from my heart when I'm thinking about nostalgic things, so that might be it.
Writing poem while wearing rose-tinted glasses then.
Well, it's not like I do it intentionally, that's just how my brain works.
I mean, even if you did, there's nothing wrong with that. Poetry can be seen as another way to express your inner emotions, a way that you can use when ordinary prose can't quite describe what's in your mind. Prose, I don't give a shit. So writing about how your long-lost childhood friend makes you feel is just as valid as, say, writing about how the human condition is inherently full of conflict.
I'm guessing that the latter is more of a Yuri poem?
You might think that, but actually a style like Sayori's could still fit that theme just as well.
Really? How you figure?
Well, first off, have you ever heard the poet Robert
I don't care about poems, okay? I'm just here to play the blue skies and get the ting with Sayori done, alright? Not the sex, just... We're moving on.
He was also pretty fond of I don't give a shit.
This is fine.
Sure thing, Beefus. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look. Pressurized. Alright, let's do this.
This feeling, it won't stop. Vast, hollow emptiness. Crushing, suppressing, restraining, boundless, everlasting void. An endless torment of suffocating vacuum. This pressure, it won't stop. Relentless, tireless force. Stretching, erasing, restraining, atmosphere, Pascal, tore, like looking down from a mountaintop, like looking for a reason for a real madhouse, an endless poem of suffocating absence.
It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Really, freeform, too, if that's what you call it.
Guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, never said that. It's just kind of a thing I've never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do this stuff nearly as much as you, at least.
Yeah, you could say that they're a bit more traditional when it comes to their structure. But I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines, really short, makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader.
I see. Guess that there's a lot of things you can do with poetry.
Definitely. Poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never before seen combinations of words to interpret the world around you.
Really love poetry, yeah. Maybe you should write a poem about poetry someday.
That's not a bad idea.
Anyway, it's still hard for me to tell what your poem's about.
Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. Poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? Now, we've all had to experience that at this point with the poetry discussions and all, but it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing though, then sharing becomes a lot easier, because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improvising.
Yeah, it's definitely much more helpful. I don't... The Riri.
Beefus, your poems are seriously amazing. Can't believe you never told me how good a poet you were.
I'm really not that great. You're the only one who likes my poems this much.
Really? You're telling me Yuri or Natsuki didn't love him?
Well, Yuri didn't think it was a bad poem, but she wasn't as positive as you are. I don't think my style really matches hers.
Don't worry about her. She's got a super unique way of writing anyway. What about Natsuki?
Well, I get the impression that Natsuki is the least likely to admit how she likes something. I don't think that it's that, though. I guess I'll be honest with you. I'd find it easy to write poems when I'm thinking about our memories together.
Huh? Really?
Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? I nervously laugh, noticing the blush that's crept up on Sayori's cheeks. I don't know, I feel like my life's kind of boring. Like, whatever happens, and it's just literally that. Whereas with you, well, whenever I look back on our memories, everything seemed to be such an adventure whenever you were around. Like when we went exploring in that forest near our house ages ago. It made it seem like it was an exciting adventure, kind of like we were both archaeologists or something. Whereas if I went there myself, I just think I was going for a stroll in a forest. I glance over at Sayori. She has a faraway look on her face, wearing a wistful smile.
Yeah, I remember that. I was convinced there were spooky wood trolls out there.
That's exactly what I mean. You have such a vivid imagination, and I guess I can tap into that imagination whenever I'm thinking about you. We have this sort of connection. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And it's still there, even after all these years.
I think I sort of understand what you mean. Can I ask a favour of you, Beefus? Can I keep this poem? This is the first time you've written something for me.
I don't mean to ruin it. I didn't write for you, but okay, you can keep it. Don't think my poetry skills are anything special.
I can have it? Yay!
Thank you. Anyway, I still need to read yours. Bam 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 bam. Bam bam.
Still need to read yours.
Ba bum ba da ba da ba ba bum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum. Still need to read yours.
Oh, I totally forgot. It's nowhere near as good as yours, though.
I'm sure I like it. Bottles, okay. Well, didn't expect this at all. Did you really write this?
Of course I did. Remember I said I read the best poem ever yesterday? Well, here it is. After all, Monica has told me a lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
So that's what this poem's about. I suppose that much was obvious, unlike Yuri's or Monica's poems, so yours are relatively simple to figure out. So if I've interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can to keep your friends happy.
Yeah, you got it. I really enjoyed writing this one. Just getting your thoughts down on paper and turning them into a poem is like magic.
Where have I heard that one before? Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it.
Thank you, Beefus. That means a lot. I didn't think it was that good, though.
Nah, it's great. Seriously. I can't help but notice that the latter half of the poem isn't quite as cheery. In fact, it's somewhat alarming. A very dark contrast from the cheeriness I'm used to with Sayori. Although, maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. You said you've been in touch with your feelings, so I'm just is everything okay?
Of course, silly. I forgot to tell you, I really like writing about bittersweet stuff. Stuff that isn't just happy or just sad, a mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. It's just my writing style.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad you're enjoying writing so much. I hope you keep it up. Good to have a hobby.
Of course, and hopefully you'll also stick with it. So I look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future.
Well, no guarantees there, but just from seeing the passion in Sayori's eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Trust me, if that was really me, I would... Oh god, I burped. I would find any reason to be pessimistic. It's just how I am.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right?
Actually, Natsuki and I haven't shared yet. Uh-oh, I can feel a storm coming on. Yuri hesitantly approaches Natsuki, who isn't meeting her eyes. And considering Natsuki's poem for the day, it's no wonder she doesn't want to share with Yuri. Judging by Monica and Sayori's anxious expressions, they seem to be thinking along the same lines as I am. I can practically see Natsuki sweating pinballs. Meanwhile, Yuri appears to be blissfully unaware of the situation. I'd convinced Natsuki to reconcile with Yuri, but she sees Natsuki's poem, it's all over. So Natsuki, if I may...
How about we do this tomorrow instead? I'm not feeling well. It's my time of the month.
I could practically see Monica internally facepalming. Is that so? I'm sorry, you must feel absolutely terrible if you can't even show your poem today.
You don't need to apologize. It's not your fault. I can definitely show tomorrow.
Well, even if you aren't well enough to share your own poem, would you like to see mine? I wrote it thinking of our argument the other day. Suppose that I wanted to show you that I'm more open-minded than I may have appeared, as a way of repenting. I know that it's not much, but hopefully this can contribute to a reconciliation between us. Although we may have our disagreements, I consider you a friend, and friends forgive each other. I'm sorry if that sounds presumptuous of me to say.
No, it's not presumptuous of you to say that, because I'd like to consider you a friend too. So you can hand over that poem then.
With a shy smile, Yuri hands the sheet of paper in her hands over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads the poem, her eyes widen.
You're writing using rhyme and stuff, like me?
You could say that you convinced me to practice adding more lyricism to my poetry. Natsuki looks like she's speechless for once.
Thanks, Yuri, it's awesome.
Natsuri for life! There's really no need to thank me.
Well, I'm really glad I got to know you. And I'll definitely have something that'll knock your socks off tomorrow.
Then I'll be looking forward to that. I do hope you feel better tomorrow as well, so that you could share your work with me then.
Yeah, of course.
That was a crisis and a half avoided. Natsuki coming in clutch with the period humour. Whew. I'm really glad that Natsuki, not humour, but the period card, she used it. If you're too young to know what my time in the month means, I'd advise you do not watch any other video of mine. Because, Natsuki coming through with a period card. Avoiding disaster. I'm really glad that Natsuki and Yuri worked things out. And it seems that Monica and Sayori feel the same way.
It's good to see everyone getting along. Now that we are done sharing, though, I have something to discuss.
Is this about the festival?
You could say that. Do we really have to do something? It's not like we'll be able to come up with anything good.
Yes, that's something I'm concerned about as well. With such little time left to prepare, I doubt we'll be able to put together anything good enough to attract new members.
Yeah, we'll just end up embarrassing ourselves.
Oh, don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Nothing more than a few decorations. I've designed some pamphlets we can hand out at the event, and Sayori puts up posters around the school.
Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Oh, you don't know? We're going to put on a poetry performance.
What?
Monica, everyone's going to choose one poem to recite out loud. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite their poems too. Yeah, I put a thing on the posters that said, bring your own poems. It's going to be so cool. Sayori pulls a poster out of her bag and holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monica? Don't tell me you started putting those posters up already.
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, you didn't even ask us before you started advertising.
We never agree to stand up in front of a bunch of random people and perform our poems. I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, yes, please, let's calm down and take a moment to think about it. I understand that you two haven't had much experience sharing your poems out loud, but I still think we should try our best. Look around. We're all here because we have passion for literature and this club. Don't you want to share that passion with other people, to inspire them to pursue their inner writer? Yeah! It's all about exploring yourself and trying new things while having fun. Monica and nod our heads in agreement. Natsuki and Yuri, on the other hand, remain silent. Guess that means it's my turn to say something. I don't think it's that much to ask. As Monica said, we're all here because we care about the club and want to see it flourish. And if all that means is a 2-minute poetry performance, then I think we can manage. Sayori and Monica's faces light up as I finish speaking. Hey, it isn't like we don't care about the club, it's just, do we really have to perform? You know how hard it is to get new members? It's because people are just narrow-minded jerks. They don't even give literature a chance. Who's to say the festival will be any different? I'm inclined to agree with Natsuki. I'm sorry, Monica, I know how much you want to do this, but I just can't imagine performing in front of a crowd of strangers. Well, at least Yuri and Natsuki have proven they can agree on something. Monica sighs, her eyes closed as she rubs her temples. Look, guys, I know you're anxious. I understand that. I really do. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous myself. For all, it's my club, so people are going to judge me the most if our performance doesn't go well. Natsuki, if it makes you feel any better, a few of my friends will be coming along. They're lovely people. They won't judge you for your tastes. I've known them for a few years, trust me. Natsuki huffs, turning away. She doesn't look particularly convinced. And Yuri, I know it's a scary thought, but I've thought of a way to ease you into it. Why don't we start by practicing our poems to each other in the club? No way! Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Nah, still not buying it. There's just gotta be something else we can do. Yuri nods vigorously at Natsuki's words, anxiety written all over her face. But guys... No, Sayori, it's okay. If you guys really think we can do better than a poetry performance, then I'll gladly go along with an alternative. So, any ideas? Oh, we can... Wait, no, never mind. That won't work. Well then, I guess we can't come up with something different after all. I know you guys might not be the most on board with the idea, but I think it's our best option. Please, guys. Please. Can you stop pressuring us? I'm honestly surprised Natsuki's putting up such a resistance. I knew she was a little hot-headed, but even still. I'm not pressuring you, Natsuki. Both of them have raised their voice. Yuri looks a little startled, and Sayori looks anxious to intervene. Guys, please, there's no need to get angry. Come on, just discuss this normally. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. It's just this festival is important to me, that's all. Ever since I created this club, I've always wanted to show other people. Natsuki, Yuri, I imagine you were both a little apprehensive when Beefus joined, right? After all, he was an unfamiliar face. But look, he's integrating really well. I mean, you two bonded over manga, right? He asked you for recommendations, and from what I could gather, you both share a common interest. Yeah, it's not like we bonded or anything. It's just nice to find someone else who likes manga, that's all. Of course, how silly of me to forget. Anyway, maybe some of these new members might also be manga enthusiasts, who knows? Surely you'd like being able to share your passion with other people, right? I suppose that'd be cool, yeah. Monica beams, shooting lasers out of her eyeballs. See? That's exactly my mentality. Wanting to share the things you like with new people. Yeah, I know that. It's just, I don't really know other ideas. Remember, poetry performance is a pretty big part of this club. We want to show people what our meetings are really like. If we just gave out posters or showed them our poems in writing only, it wouldn't really be a fair reflection. Natsuki sees that there's no real way she's going to win this. She grumbles something under her breath. So what do you think, guys? For me? No. So what do you think, guys? For me? For us? Fine. Still don't think this is a good idea, but fine, I'll do it. Just stop guilt-tripping me. Yeah, thanks, Natsuki.
And you, Yuri? But Monica, what if people start being considerate and disturb us or laugh?
I'm not surprised Yuri's worried about this.
Oh, don't you worry. If anyone steps out of line, I'll put a swift stop to that.
Just a stern glint in her eye. I have to repress a shiver. I'm glad she's with us. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear she's still worried. She swallows and nods. I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I? I shake my head. Okay, I'll do it.
Yay, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh, goodness. You'll be fine. But anyway, let's move back to the main event. While we have time, I want each of you to choose a poem of yours to practice reciting in front of each other. Don't worry, I'll go first so everyone feels a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see. Ah, here we are. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly.
Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. Her eyes move across the page and sync with her lips. Every word has the perfect amount of emotion put behind it, making the poem almost come to life. Her inflection is extraordinary. Wait, was that inflection or inflection? I didn't quite see. Her inflection, I got it right. Boom, England. I'm impressed, and judging by a quick glance around me, so is everyone else. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Even Natsuki's once sour attitude is replaced by awe. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. Just hoping to set a good example. You ready to go next, Sayori? Yep.
Sayori jumps from her chair and takes Monica's place at the front of the room.
This poem's called, how did you do this so easily, Monica? Well, try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. Oh, I think I get it.
Sayori nods to herself.
Anyway, this poem's called My Meadow.
Sayori begins reciting her poem. Seems as if her soft voice is a perfect match. As for the poem itself, it's quite different compared to her other ones. It's peaceful, yet somber at the same time. Bittersweet, you could call it. Hearing the poem in Sayori's voice almost gives it an entirely new meaning. I think this is what Sayori means when she says she likes my poems. It's like seeing a whole new side of someone you thought you knew completely. Sayori finishes as we all applaud.
I did it! Yep, good job.
Sayori beams, shooting lasers out of her eyes as she walks back to her seat.
So, who'd like to go next?
All look at each other nervously. I open my mouth, but Yuri beats me to the punch.
I'll go.
Yuri rushes over to the podium, clutching a sheet of paper in her hands.
This poem is called... You can do it, Yuri.
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri begins to recite her poem. Her voice is shaky at first, but the more she reads, the more confident she becomes. It's similar to what happens when she gets absorbed into her books. The shy and apprehensive Yuri I'm used to is replaced by a fierce and confident woman. The poem itself is like a maze in its structure with its twists and turns every line. But Yuri is unfazed and enunciates each word with perfect timing. Whew, almost fucked it there. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri is concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality and glances around her as if she brilliant even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterwards and will give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. Yuri quickly rushes back to her seat as we applaud.
Yuri, that was Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Guess Yuri's done for the day.
So, who'd like to go next? Natsuki?
Why should I go before Beefus? It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Beefus lower everyone's standards before I go.
Natsuki.
Monica hastens to chastise her, shooting me a sympathizing look.
That was kind of rude, don't you think? You should apologize to Beefus.
It's really no big deal. I'm going at some point anyway, might as well do it now. Thing is, I don't have much of a selection to choose from. I just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. Take a deep breath. In my head, I repeat to myself the advice Monica gave to Sayori. Try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. Alone. My house is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of being alone. The scene rapidly develops in my head like I'm recalling a recent memory. I'm back in the clubroom, standing at the podium. That was good, Beefus. I guess. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think it's your writing abilities, but rather your lack of confidence that weighs you down. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Don't worry. Yeah, okay. Thanks. All right then. I'll just leave you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. As she says this, Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem's called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting. She takes a moment to compose herself. Anyway, the poem's called Jump. While enthusiastic, her poem has a surprising amount of energy to it. The rhymes tie into each other the rhymes tie into each other seamlessly, creating a flow that moves the poem along at a brisk pace. The words seem to bounce up and down with the rhythm, seemingly making the poem come to life. It's Natsuki's signature style, and it works exceptionally well when read out loud. She quickly finishes and huffs as she makes her way back to a chair while we applaud her. That wasn't so bad, was it? She stares at her poem blankly for a second before replying. Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, that's what we're going to be doing at the festival, so do you at least feel confident enough to do it in front of a crowd? Yeah, I guess, not there's any other choice. And I guess it'll be easier doing it in front of other people. I can just put whatever face I want with strangers, but when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. Well, I still hate the idea that we have to perform. She mutters that last sentence under her breath. The others probably didn't even hear it. I knew Natsuki was stubborn, but this is a whole other no. However, it looks like she's going along with the idea of performing for the festival. Just if I had to perform poetry, I am leaving that fucking club immediately. Bun poetry, fam. I ain't performing that shit. No offense to people that actually like to perform poetry, it's just, nah, I'm good. I'm anxious anyway. Having to do stuff in front of people will make it way worse, and I don't want to go down there. Really? That's a surprise? For me, it's the other way around. Having all the people looking at you, judging you. I don't like to think about it. I can relate to that, Yuri murmurs quietly. The thought of so many eyes observing your every move all at once. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. Speaking of which, I want to thank you, all of you, for performing. It might be difficult, but now that we've got a general idea of what it will be like, we'll be able to practice. Make sure you pick out a poem and show it to me by tomorrow, okay? I need to know so I can make the pamphlets over the weekend. Should probably find a different poem to recite. Oh, I almost forgot. If you have a favourite poem or poet that you want to share with everyone, then go ahead. Everything is welcome. Oh, cool. I prefer not reading my own poetry out loud. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, Beefus. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort for the club. Seems really happy. Monica smiles at me. Yeah, no problem. Okay then. I think that about does it for today. Let's still try and write poems for tomorrow, okay? I know the festival's coming up, but it's been working out nicely the past few days, and I'd like it to continue. Tomorrow we'll finalise who's doing what for the festival, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Remember, we have till Monday. It'll be so much fun, I can't wait. We all stand up, packing away our things. Monica's voice stops us. Oh, and guys, thank you for agreeing to do this. This club truly does mean so much to me, and I really appreciate what you're willing to do for it. You guys are the best. In typical fashion, Natsuki just rolls her eyes. Yuri smiles timidly, while Sayori wears a hearty smile. Let's just get it over with. Oh, we don't regret this. That's okay, Monica. Nothing to thank us for. We really appreciate what you've made for us. Can't help but catch Yuri muttering under her breath as she says, I can do this. Yeah, I love it here. We'll get to spread this cozy little place to other people. Yeah, it's all good, Monica. Alright. Well, I'm certainly not as enthusiastic as Monica or Sayori about the festival. If I can pull that little daydream stunt again, I think I'll be alright. It's for the sake of the club. Not to mention impressing the girls. Once I'm fully packed up, I walk over to Sayori. Ready to go? Yeah. Jeez, don't you ever get tired of always walking home with Beefus, Sayori? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, don't mind her. You guys are more adorable than anything. Alright. No need to make such a big deal out of it. Must be a little nice, though. Yeah, I guess. Oh, jeez. Let's just go already. Okay. The two of us begin the walk home. A lot has changed in the past few days. However, today Sayori's being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. Like how we get to... I mean... So, let's just say that one day Yuri has to work on with you.
Huh?
What'd you do?
What kind of question is that? Kind of putting me on the spot here. I'd still walk home with Sayori. Sayori, I'd walk with you, of course.
Huh? But... She's so beautiful and smart.
Jeez.
Why me?
I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you always seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you.
You're so silly, Beefus. You think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it if she wanted it, so...
Sayori, I've already made up my mind. Really can't figure you out sometimes.
Sorry.
Besides, like I said, I've enjoyed catching up with you again. Why would I just change that for another girl? Walking home with you and talking about just anything is it's a great throwback. She doesn't seem as happy as I'd have imagined. I mean, both our childhoods were pleasant. Strange. The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about, but I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Sayori and I part ways without saying another word. I reach my house and open the door. I'm home. No response. I'm alone, as usual. I'm over that part to myself. Talking to myself as if I'm the protagonist of a manga or a game. I must go and stir crazy. Mom is still out on a business trip. She's never home anymore. I miss her. But I don't blame her for anything. It's hard enough providing for yourself, let alone a kid. Since I'm alone, blah 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 blah. Digging through my cabinets, I find some old soup cups. Miso soup sounds good. I unwrap the packaging, pour in some water, and place the meal in the microwave. While it cooks, my mind wanders back to my performance earlier. That daydream was so vivid, so realistic. Can I really pull off that performance again, but this time in front of a crowd? It wasn't even that great in the first place. Just doing it in front of the girls was nerve-wracking. Guess I'm not really used to being around people again. Maybe that's it. Thinking about it, I guess I've been kind of subconsciously isolating myself from people since divorce. Before it, even in some cases. I wonder when I started shunning myself. Maybe that's part of why Sayori and I drifted apart over the few years. It wasn't intentional or anything, it just happened. At least I don't think it was intentional. But I'm glad I got to reconnect with her in the literature club. It's given me something to do, something to look forward to that isn't anime or video games. Talking with the girls has made me feel more appreciated. It's a nice feeling, something that's been missing from me ever since the divorce. Maybe that's why Sayori likes walking home with me. It makes her feel appreciated. Sayori. The more I think about it, the more concerned for her I get. She said some pretty weird stuff, but I guess people just have their off days. Maybe she's just changed a little bit over the years. Very normal, right? I'd like to think I'd be able to tell if someone was up with her, although given our recent distance, I'm not so sure. Sure, we started talking again, but there's a lot of lost time. Maybe that'll change and we'll go back to how we used to. Beep. I hope. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Whoa. We got through it. It was painful, but we got through it. And that is where we're going to leave today's episode. Yeah, it's just having fun. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. Not just Blue Skies, but Thankmas. It's really fun, you know, recording a bunch of videos in bulk. Again, like, it's what I used to do. If you didn't know, my old format was record an entire series in bulk. And then record an entire series in bulk and then just release them all at once. That was what I used to do. But now, or recently, I started getting into the habit of doing one at a time. It's less work, less stress, because, you know, content just doesn't appear on my channel if I do them all in bulk. I'll record them all in bulk, and then, you know, that takes like a couple of weeks off of content making just to focus on one series. So I kind of like recording things in bulk again, you know? Sort of bringing me back to the old times, back in 2019. when life used to be simpler. And I used to have a lot more time to record things. Yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, you fucking dicks.